Alright, what is up, y'all? We are here today with another storytime video, my favorite thing, and let me tell you, I have some shit for you this time. So, as you can see, the title of the video is The Legend of Weirdy McPonytail. Now, this is true, and this is something that happened just like 6 or 7 months ago, and I'm still kind of pissed off about it. So we get this new guy. My job, we're understaffed. I'm a repo man, if you know me or read my Twitter bio or whatever. So we're understaffed as fuck, and they bring in this guy. We thought he was gonna work like behind a desk or something, but nope, he's straight up here for repo work. And he walks in. He's about 4'10", maybe 4'10" with lifts in. Solid 87 pounds, soaking wet, holding a fucking cinder block, and yeah, like he's just shaking. Like a chihuahua. And this is in the dead of the heat of summer. This motherfucker was not cold at all. And he like shakes my hand. He gives me the dead fish. And that immediately I'm like, okay, well, I don't like this guy. But yeah, he's just weird as fuck. And he has a ponytail, of course, down to his ass. You might see a quick glimpse of it on the screen depending on how much of an asshole I'm feeling like when I post this. And he talks like this. Like, I fucking swear to you guys, this is the tone of his voice. So if that didn't piss you off enough, he's not suited for the job I have. We take reclining sofas from third-story balconies and carry that shit down. We take refrigerators and we gotta take off people's doors to get them to fit out. And you know, we use tools and we undo people's beds and shit like that, you know, just like a bunch of like man shit that like normal people can handle, but not this guy. So he works with us for a little while, and we realized just how shitty this guy is. We drive box trucks, and he couldn't drive it. He got scared, and he wasn't about it. So we also have a van, and they're like, okay, well, since this guy's being a fucking piece of shit, he can just drive the van, whatever. But he wrecked the van 3 times in 5 weeks. 3 fucking times in 5 weeks. It's a van. Like, how do you even wreck that? What the fuck? Oh, also, he had like a 4-door Honda Civic looking thing, and there's another one of the employees at my job has a 2-door Honda Civic in a similar color, and he would always walk to that car and try to put his key in and then be like, I don't, my car's not working. And they're like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? That's not your goddamn car. So we had a slight hunch. He had the burgers of the ass or something like that. And so we tried to be nice to him because, you know, if you got some shit going on like that, then, you know, obviously I'm not going to shit on you too hard. But when it comes down to, like, you're affecting my job and stuff, like, yeah, you might catch a little bit of shit every now and then. But, basically, every time I had to ride with him, it was me doing all the work. I always had to drive. I had to do fucking everything. He couldn't even talk to people because, like, he just couldn't look you in the eye. He couldn't do anything, and it was just annoying as fuck. So, yeah, eventually, I guess he gets tired of me, like, kind of just ignoring him and going about my day, because, he starts telling people that, like, I hate him and that he doesn't like me because, I treat him like shit. But he won't talk to old Shay about this. No, I'm not getting any kind. He's like a woman, you know. It's just not. He's not talking to me about stuff, and it gets annoying after a while because now my manager's like, "Oh, Shay, why do you hate the new guy?" And he obviously he knows. He kind of says it with a smile on his face, but it's still annoying. Like, God damn it, what do I have to deal with this shit? And so one day we're on a very, very long road trip, like an hour-and-a-half drive. And the whole time he's just, have you ever seen the movie Repo Man? I like cats, but just the classic fucking annoying person shit. And eventually he's like, you know what? I don't understand why you hate me. Why can't you just talk to me and laugh and joke with me and blah 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 blah? And it's just like, dude, like, I'm sorry, but like I'm your coworker. Like, I'm not like your friend. I'm sorry that it came out like that, but like that's not on me, man. Like, you've worked here for like 2 fucking days, so why are you expecting full-fledged conversations from someone you barely know? Oh, and just to top it off, this guy was like 36 or something, and it was just weird. It was just weird as fuck. So, yeah, we're pulled over on the side of the road because I kind of snapped. Like, after hearing him, he's like getting on to me about how I'm not talking to him and how I won't laugh and joke with him because he overhears me talking on the phone to my other coworkers that I've known for fucking years, and he's just not getting it. So like I said, I kind of feel bad about this part because I kind of fucking snapped and I was like, God damn it, like, motherfucker, okay, listen, you're weird as fuck. And that's not a bad thing. It's 2017. Everybody's fucking weird. But, like, if you're gonna be weird, you have to, like, acknowledge that you're weird. And he's like, no, I'm not weird. You're just an asshole. And I was just like, it just pissed me off even more. And I told him straight up, I was just like, dude, we're coworkers. I don't have to like you. No one actually likes you because you're annoying as fuck. Have you ever noticed that you never, ever stop talking? You don't think that's gotta be annoying to people? And he's basically just, he just refused to comprehend that he was the problem. So we had a real awkward day. That was like early in the day too, so the entire time it was just awkward as fuck, like silent. He's staring out the window like a fucking golden retriever, just pissed off. And yeah, so that's real awkward. And he actually sends me some texts. I actually saved these for just an occasion like this. So let me read to you what he texted me. And this was all during that activity where he's telling people that he hates me and stuff like that. So, the first one says, I just wanted to say that even... Okay, hold on. I just wanted to say, what I'm trying to get, even from you, is to have fun like where you were joking with Stephanie and Omega, though I'm aware mostly the grand majority just treat me like shit every time I try and joke with you. Now, I know it's hard for me to read because there's so many grammatical errors, but I didn't respond. That was after work. We got off at 6 that day. That was at 6:17. So he went and festered on the way home about that, and then yeah. So then, approximately 2 weeks later, he texts me again, 30 minutes after we got off work, and he says, needed to say, except for Ruben, until today, a person or two, you try to blame me for when I get mad, but I don't start it most of the time. And most of that, I get mad, but I didn't start it, most of you did, and it's most of you that kept doing it. So, at this point, I'm just annoyed of the... I can't fucking read that. Like, y'all, I just struggled to read that, and I've read this over 40 times by now. So I just texted him, and, so I waited a good hour and a half to text him, and in that time, I might have got a little drunk, so I just fucking texted him, and I was like, stop fucking texting me with your nonsense, you're annoying as fuck. He says, like, he immediately texts me back, it's not nonsense, and it's that attitude why I never get along with you. That's of your own doing. And then I wait about another hour, and at this point, I'm getting pretty shitty drunk, so I texted him back, and I said, it's literal nonsense. Your texts don't make sense. How are you in college, yet you don't know how to word a sentence? You text all of us after work, and we hate it, so stop doing it. Man the fuck up, and say what you have to say in person like an adult, instead of a weird little kid. Goddamn. Which I get, that is a bit much for what's going on here, but like I said, I was drunk, and fuck this guy, I don't give a shit. So, key details I forgot to mention, he would text people other than me about, because it started out that he just hated me, but then he kind of realized that no one else really liked him either. I guess it was just by comparison, I was the worst. So, he would text everyone. Even my manager, he would text, like, on Sunday mornings and shit like that, and just talk about how nobody likes him. And, so, he would always come in, like, 30 minutes early, and he would leave 30 minutes early. So, one day, me and my supervisor are sitting there talking, about 15 minutes after he left. And we're talking about, because we had both had to ride with him that week, and we were just talking about how fucking weird he was, you know, just kind of touching base with each other about, you know, the kind of different stupid shit he's done this week. Turns out, this motherfucker hid around the corner in the hallway for 15 minutes and waited for us to say some shit about him. He comes, like, fucking stomping tantrum into our little office, and he's like red-faced, he's got tears in his eyes, he's fucking like shaking twice as much as usual at just sheer rage, and he goes, "Stop fucking making fun of me!" So, we kind of both just like bite our lips and like Sorry. We both like bite our lips and kind of just try not to laugh, and eventually he stands there for like the most awkward 45 seconds of my life, and eventually he just storms off, and as soon as he hits the corner, we start fucking laughing, and we see him kind of stick his head back around the corner and see that we're laughing, and it pisses him off even more, so he just fucking storms out of the building. He actually either messaged or called my boss, and was kind of telling him what happened. And at this point, my boss was just getting ready to quit, and my boss even told this my grown-ass man boss told this motherfucker, stop being weird as fuck, and yeah, people are gonna laugh at you if you do dumb shit like that. And yeah, he didn't take it very well. They said, word on the street is my boss's last thing he did before he left was make this dude cry, which is hilarious, but that's not the punchline. We get a new boss, and the new boss realizes, what the fuck is this guy doing here? And the new boss fires him. This was the happiest day of my life. I don't know why. I was just the most positive day. Like, I even went to Facebook and I wrote this long ass paragraph about positivity and all this shit. I don't do fucking gay shit like that, but that's what happened. That's just the amount of positivity in my life after this dude got fired. But after he says the words, you know, you're let go, this fucking Weirdy McPonytail-Story bastard just keeps fucking, he's like following around my boss, just talking to him. Like, thank you for at least talking to me like a person, you know, blah, 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 blah. I don't appreciate how I was treated around here, and you actually talk to me like a person, and you respond whenever I talk back to you. And my boss is just like, okay, dude, yeah, bye. Like, okay, well, you have any questions, you can call corporate, blah, 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 blah. But this dude will not leave him alone. For like 45 minutes, he follows around my boss. 45 minutes after he was fired, he follows my boss around. And it's weird as fuck. I was sitting there pretending to like clean a fridge, just laughing my goddamn ass off. So, he leaves, and we laugh, and we laugh. And then for the next 3 days, we're all kind of scared, because we thought maybe he seemed like the type to come shoot up the place. And y'all know how 2017's been with like shootings and shit like that. So we were legitimately concerned. We one of the guys, he was packing for a little while, so we made sure we had a homie that was strapped up, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, then 2 weeks go by, we hire another person, yada yada yada, and he calls, like, my store is based inside of another store, but, like, we just have the little back room kind of thing for our office. So he doesn't call my store, he calls the store that my store is inside of, if that makes sense. And he just starts talking to one of the like desk workers up there. He goes, why doesn't everybody like me? I feel like it's your guys' fault that got me fired. You and Shaden are all assholes. And I don't even think he knows who the fuck he's talking to at this point. He found someone that answered the phone and just starts fucking yelling at him. So the people at my work are awesome, but they're assholes. But I think they're awesome because they're assholes, because it's hilarious. So they put him on speakerphone. They get the whole gang up there, and they just kind of take turns asking him questions, you know. So he's literally crying on the phone, calling the place that he got fired from 2 weeks after he got fired, complaining, asking why he got fired, and they're just shitting all over him. They're just shitting down his throat, and it is fucking awesome. And just the thought of him crying on the phone is like the only way I can get an erection anymore. Anyways, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. I will see you guys next time. This was 100% true, I swear, on my puppy, my dog, and yeah, bye forever.